Hey true believers, it's Englentine here. Just a few days ago I did a video on DC in DC 2018. It was a convention set up by DC that I thought would talk about the comics, but ended up talking about identity politics. Now I went panel to panel talking about each one, gave credit where credit was due. I thought the Shades of Superheroism, or something like the Shades of Heroism, was good. I thought the PTSD one was good. Unfortunately, the other two, the one dealing with LGBTQ and women in comics, really kind of stated that they weren't as interested in story so much as they were about presentation. Mind you, once again, I say presentation and not representation. Two different things. I will exclude Steve Orlando out of that, who constantly said, no, we have to write full and developed characters over just presentation. This kind of plays into what I've been worried about. As a matter of fact, I was asked by Bleeding Fool, a website which is basically this side of the aisle's answer to Bleeding Cool, about what my expectations were for 2018. Now, I answered one with a joke and one with a very quick prediction of what I thought I see coming. And the joke was very easy. I'm actually looking forward to whatever comic book Marvel puts Gabby Rivera or Senna Grace on. We need more meat for our roast. They added in YouTube just to clarify things. The reality was, I predict a continuation towards story over agenda from Marvel, while DC Comics begins to let identity politics creep further into their books, starting with Supergirl. The reason that I called out Supergirl to be the first one is because in issue number 19, they're going to be introducing a new character, Lee Serrano. And the character's supposed to be non-binary, which from the description it means like tomboy or effeminate male. I don't understand why those two terms, if somebody is that, why they have to feel ashamed that they can't just say tomboy or effeminate male. It doesn't matter. People are people. Honestly, I know my opinion on this is not the mainstream, but I always figured if it's not bad to be it, then why is there a word that's bad to say? But that's just me. Now, what really had me worried about this is that one of the writers is Vita Ayala. She's a new writer for DC Comics, and during the Pride of DC panel at DC in 2018, she was really trying to say that you have to put an emphasis on identity over story. And she's the one that said she just wants to queer up everything. Thankfully, Steve Orlando is going to be a co-writer on this, so hopefully it'll be reined in. One thing I will have to say that does not bother me is it's a new character. I'm very happy that it's a new character. Remember, part of the problem for Marvel, or the biggest problem for Marvel, was that they were replacing established characters or changing established characters to fit the agenda, to fit the narrative. And I just never understand why, if you are so focused on identity, would you not give these new characters their own identities? Why not create them from scratch? Why replace or change an already established character? That is almost the definition of being somebody else, not who you are. We've seen Ayala Vita's writing in places before, and it hasn't been incredibly bad. It hasn't been great, but you know, I'm not throwing up all over it. One other thing that has me a little nervous for the direction that DC Comics seems to be taking or heading on in 2018. Other History of the DC Universe by John Ridley. John Ridley is a screenwriter. He wrote 12 Years a Slave. Excellent script, excellent movie. Will not take this away from him. Right now he's writing a book called The American Way, Those Above, Those Below, something like that. And when I read it, it was all identity politics. Hopefully the book gets better, because I really only have read one issue. However, oh man, in this one he says he's going to be writing about anybody who, or any character that's not white. Okay, so it's not ideals, it's color. It's not who they are, it's what they are. That's what he's focusing on. That is exactly what we are against. That's what I've been saying. It does not matter what you are. Let me ask you something, frickin' John Ridley. Everybody who's involved on the other side of this, who listens to this for rage reasons, wanting to call me racist, finding something bad. Now, when you see a criminal on the 6 o'clock news and they look like this, do you feel this represents black people, or do you think it's presenting? Are these all black people? Or does it matter who they are? That's what we're saying. So, oh my God. Anyway, also, John Ridley decides he's writing about Katana and Renee Montoya. Are you saying that because you're black, you know the Asian and Latino experience? I hate to be that guy, but how would this go over if, say, I don't know, as a white man, decided to write the other history? Would there be any less or more validation based on race that I was writing Latino or black characters? Would that be as well accepted? I'm talking about race, not writing ability. One of us has an Oscar for writing, and it is not me. The whole diversity thing can be done well. For Christ's sake, there's been someone of everything in comic books since forever. The whole point is you don't focus on what, you focus on who. And let's remember that DC Comics was really the first to jot out the identity politics. Yeah, you could say, oh, well, Professor Xavier represented this, but no, that was buried. I'm talking about DC Comics took the frickin' bull by the horns and said, hey, look, this is happening and we need to deal with it. And they did in a story that is now classic. And I commend them for that. Because when it comes right down to it, while they did use identity politics, they really put story ahead of it. And that is all they need to do to survive. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? What do you think of the whole thing? Do you think you see DC going down the SJW highway? I'm afraid I'm predicting it. I think they set stuff up before they saw the fall of Marvel, really. So now they're committed to certain things and they're going to go full force. That's my opinion. But let me know what yours is in the comments below. Also, if you like videos like this, please click like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell even if you are subscribed. Cool things happen around here sometimes. Also, this is the way we make our living, so if you don't mind, head on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on and helps keep making videos like this for you. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, thank you very, very much for watching. Misterio.